आओगे राइट.
uh, Omkar, you can start now.
Okay. So hello everyone. As we all know, we are here to discuss on Microsoft Copilot. So the session is all about Microsoft Copilot and the AI, which is like trending in the today's world. So to start with my brief intro, like Omkar and I'm an engineering leader ex Microsoft and I am alumni. And I have worked in various companies, which is like started from Infosys, Autodesk, Philips, Nokia, and then Microsoft as well. And I'm going to share with all my experiences, which is like my personal uh, side experiences, around this Copilot and then AI stuff. And to start the session, before we start the session, I would like to highlight that what all I am going to share has basically no relation with any of my employers in past or present. So yeah, and this is these are the locations where you can actually connect with me, whether it is LinkedIn, Insta, or YouTube. So like starting with the first slide, let's briefly discuss, what AI is actually. Like since we are discussing about Copilot, so first understand what AI is. So as everybody of knows already, like AI is like in probably in the theoretical terms, it is a capability in which it's a capability of a computer to imitate intelligent behavior, human behavior. Basically, our machines can actually take decisions and then act like a human. And you can see in the picture, it is pretty clear, like making predictions, detecting anomalies, analyzing images, and then talking like a human being and also interacting in natural ways, right? So that is AI, instilling the intelligence into the machines, into the robots. Now when we discuss more about this, right, let's understand, from the dictionary point of view, what is AI. So the theory and development of computer systems, which are able to perform tasks, with human intelligence, as we discussed. I think same goes in dictionary word also, with machines bringing quality work and then with a understanding and then knowledge base of what humans has. So just like a human mind, or just like how humans do things, the machines are also able to do that. And it is also the study of how to make computers to do intelligent things that people can do, such as think and make decisions. So overall, this is all about, and there is a common term, which is all about intelligence. So I think intelligence is something, because previously also robots and our computer systems, they're able to do lot many things, but the intelligence part was something which was missing. So AI is nothing but we are bringing that intelligence into the systems, the artificial intelligence. Now, the before I continue, right, let's discuss more about whether AI is going to take your job or not. I think this is the very hot topic, in everybody's mind whenever we are discussing around AI or anything. Like we are always thinking in our minds, is it going to take away the jobs? How it will be in future? So I would like to highlight, it's not AI which is going to take the job. Obviously, it's not possible, because for if you see the real time use cases, right, AI is something which is able to do probably 20% of the work, or maybe 30 or 40% of the work, but it is not able to replace 100%, So obviously it is not going to take the jobs, but the people who know how to use AI effectively, right, they are going to take the jobs. And I think it is a trending term which is in the industry, but honestly, if you ask me, it is just an innovation. And if you go back in the history, like technology has been ever evolving. So this is one of the technological trend, which has evolved in today's time. And whenever there is a evolution, right, if you are not updating yourself, you are actually staying behind your time, and then you are losing job. So if you don't update yourself, you are losing the job. So what I would recommend, be updated and be close to AI, how it works and how we can use it and bring more better results. I think that would be your focus point, if you want to survive in future and do well in future. So always remember, AI is not going to take the job. It's the people who knows how to use AI, they are going to take the job. And then always remember, because since we are instilling human intelligence into the machine, they're actually really behaving like a human being. Like humans are also wrong, right? So AI is also right, wrong. So we need to always remember, right? AI is not always right. So it is not able to. It's not going to replace us. The only advantage which we get with AI is coming in front of this slide. That, say if I was starting from scratch. Suppose if I need to write a thesis, and I'll be starting from scratch. So you can clearly see, as it is visible in the screen, in the slide, that we were the quality of the document would be from probably average, from where we were starting, and then we are building on it and then refining it, and then we probably end up, doing it into a great, bringing up into it into a great stage. But that is a point, because in that time period of 3 months we are able to write the thesis and then ending up into a great state. But with AI, what will happen, you will have a upper edge, because the groundwork, the baseline work, you can still get it done from AI. So now you are starting from a good state, and then you make it great, and then in the same time period you can bring outstanding results. So that is what you are going to deliver. So previously you were delivering great results. With AI, you are not going to deliver outstanding results. So no need to get away from AI, no need to get away from Copilot or anything. And then the name itself suggests, right? The Microsoft have kept it very intelligently, the name, because it is a very meaningful name, because it is actually a Copilot to us. So if we are working on anything, right now it is part of all the tools, and then or every platform, it is available. So that is to help us, assist us to bring better results. Instead of standing in great location, great state, we are now standing in outstanding state with the help of AI. So this is the thing which is, it is going to bring change. And let's move on with the next slide. Sorry, I think the animations are not properly working, sorry for that. But I just want to bring out, since we are discussing about AI, right? So there are multiple pillars on which Microsoft or any other organization are actually bringing up AI. They are ensuring these pillars are maintained, while developing AI, or while seeing AI working in their AI being integrated into their products. So all the AI solutions, ensures like they are fair enough, while replying, and then they are reliable. They ensure safety, privacy, data privacy, and inclusiveness. While you can clearly see in the responses, all these things are clearly present. And then among all this, right, being responsible. That is the most important thing, right? We are actually seeing responsible AI becoming more serious for all the organizations with the time, as we are making progress, as we are investing more R&D into AI field. So this is the basis, and these are the fundamental principles, which is being followed by all the companies, including Microsoft, and especially Microsoft, I would say, and especially the responsible AI stuff. Okay, so say if you want to build a Copilot, right, and or if you want to do something in Copilot, so you need to understand, as we understand it, it's just a model right now. And then if we want to create some custom copilot for ourselves, we need to train the model, underlying model, with our own data. Okay, now these are the common stages if you really want to build your own copilot. So obviously you need to build a copilot which is like you will get a vanilla image of vanilla instance of copilot, which will have have running model, whichever model you choose, and you need to provision it in Azure obviously, and choose whatever the model and data you want to train with, and add more uh, prompt flows. And then you obviously, after training that model, you're going to evaluate it, how accurate it is. And once you are fully confident that it is giving you proper results, at least the expected ones, you probably deploy and start using it. So these are the stages, which will come, which will be part of building any copilot, Microsoft Copilot. And I would like to highlight, as you are having models to bring the results. So basically, you're choosing some model, maybe GPT 3.5 Turbo or whichever model you choose. So you're going to train with your own data. Okay, the same way you have evaluation models also. So it's not like some human being who is sitting in front of the screen and then that human being is trying to evaluate the model. It is not that thing, where basically uh, you have separate models for evaluation as well, and that those models are actually going to help you in understanding how well you have trained your models. And then the evaluation will also happen based on your your own information. Like, you provide certain questions and then you provide the expected answers. So based on that, that evaluation model is going to evaluate whether how accurate is that information, which is coming out of your copilot. And then, as I said, once you're fully satisfied, you go and deploy it. Okay, so this is all about high level stuff, which is like more into AI and copilot. And here, while whatever you are doing in this stage, all these stages, right, you basically stick with all the principles, which we just discussed in the previous slide. And then when it comes about responsible AI, I think the word itself signifies that we need to be very cautious. Whatever we are building, whatever we are going to assist, using our copilot, to others, for others, this is like custom copilot. And then whatever the information we are providing through our copilot, it should be responsible enough to not to provide any sensitive data, not to use any personal data, if of anyone or any of your customer or clients. So these are the important stuff which you need to remind. And then underlying flows which are already maintained by Microsoft, so Microsoft already has a lot of policies which are ensuring all these principles, even if you don't know how to do that. Microsoft ensures like how the data is being used, and then the right information is only shared with the users. Say if someone goes and selects some irrelevant information, or maybe some dangerous information, which may be not good for general people. So, as being responsible AI principle, being followed, by the copilot and all, so they will stop and block that information being shared to someone, who can actually use that information for wrong reasons. So I think this is just in one example. There are multiple things, but the good part is use that one main advantage using Microsoft Copilot. You get all these principles are already intact, and then you are actually ensuring the fairness, the inclusiveness, and then responsible AI and so on. All the ethics principles are actually uh, are are something which are already coming, which we are already getting by using Microsoft Copilot. So that is the biggest example, biggest reason of using Copilot. And then let's continue with the next slide. So this is a simple ecosystem, the high level overview if I talk about of Copilot architecture. And then there is one more reason, like why we are choosing Microsoft Copilot, why I prefer using Microsoft Copilot is mostly because of the trust which is coming from Microsoft itself. Because the I have a full uh, I have full psychological safety that my data is being ingested into the Copilot model, but it is not getting misused. It is only used for me, and then it is not being shared with anyone. So that trust is there. And when I talk about this whole architecture, there are a few things which I want to call out. So as you can see, we are seeing Copilot is using Graph APIs for the grounded data, and then there are web data also involved. There are a lot of plugins which are involved. So it's a very big ecosystem altogether when we are talking about Microsoft 365 Copilot. So Copilot is the bridge which is actually connecting all the apps now, and then all apps can actually use the LLMs, underlying LLMs, through Copilot. And then Graph APIs becomes easy way to handle the grounded data actually. It can be customers data or your client data also, or your own data itself. So I think this is a beautiful architecture diagram where we're actually getting all the bridges connected, all the dots connected through Copilot. And you can see the data flow also, like when you are from the Microsoft apps, the user is prompting, like the caller section number one, that in circle it's already mentioned the image. Then Copilot process the information, use the LLM model by after based on the prompt, and then LLM process the information and provide the response, and then Copilot is actually providing the response back to the app. So that is this is a high level architecture, how things are connected in Copilot. So moving on to the next slide. Uh, so I think as we all know today, Copilot is actually connected in all the tools of at least Microsoft tech stack. If you go about Power Platform or Dynamics 365 or Microsoft 365 applications, or even there are multiple third party applications also where you can actually see Copilot being integrated. And all of these things are actually standing over, Azure AI. So Azure AI becomes a soul for all these applications, and especially the Copilot itself. And all once Copilot coming in, we can actually realize the low code and no code generation, whatever the discussions we used to have right in past, whether it is possible in any generation or not. But in our generation, we are seeing low code and no code things becoming reality actually. With this English simple English statement, you can build different apps, you can build different platforms, sorry platforms for solutions which can help you or your customers or clients, and in completing any complex task in easy single clicks or few clicks actually. So that is the advantage, which we are getting, and that's why people are using it, and then it has become part of everyday tools, whether it is office or teams or whatever. Like we will discuss those things also in detail. So to start with, if I go on to the next one, let's discuss how the Copilot is integrated with Microsoft 365. So all the enterprise users who are actually having M365 license, and then apps which are being used across multiple organizations, they have SharePoint, OneDrive, Project Planner, Visio, Clipchamp, so you can find Copilot integrated in all these products right now. And then instead of writing code, or instead of doing lot many things, you can just focus on your creativity. So it's just like previously there was no DevOps, right? And then developer used to manage a lot of stuff, tester used to manage a lot of stuff, and there was a big war between developers and testers when the operations team came into picture because of that. And then it was always a non-equilibrium state, between developer, operations teams, and tester, because operations teams looking for stability, developer wants to push more features. But after that only, DevOps came, DevOps evolved, which actually helped in uh, creating a balance, and then ensuring developers focus on only feature development, then testers can focus on testing, and then rest of the stuff, how the things are running, how the business is running, it's managed by DevOps. Now same way, something similar, Copilot is actually helping, to for all the users, for all their customers, to just focus on creativity, right? And then you don't have to do lot many complex things. Just focus on creativity, be creative, to ask right prompt, to come up with a right type of information or right type of visualizations, which can actually help you in doing your day-to-day business, or which can help you in completing your day-to-day task. So that is the only advantage which you are getting. So as I said, the low code and no code. So if I go with the next one, when we are discussing about Copilot and then it's being integrated in all the tools like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, we are getting a lot of advantages. Similarly, it is also integrated with Microsoft Teams. So I'm just going to highlight where it is being used most. So I think in today's time, for all the IT folks, Microsoft Teams is a part of the day-to-day life. The day starts with MS Teams and then they ends in MS Teams, and this is the heavily used apps for all the corporate or employees who are actually working in big IT companies or any company. And Copilot is actually integrated with Microsoft Teams, and we are getting a lot of advantages with the usage of Copilot. Like for example, if you are having Copilot license and then you are having a meeting, ongoing meeting, you can actually find meeting notes being generated by the Copilot. So you don't, now going forward, you may not have to require to take, you actually don't need take meeting of minutes, because Copilot itself can provide you during the meeting. Suppose if you are away for probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you can ask Copilot what has happened in last 5 minutes. It can actually provide you the insights, what was discussed in past 5 minutes. And worst case scenario, if you're not able to join the meeting at all, that guy can actually join the meeting on your behalf and then get you the meeting notes, and then you can do lot many things, and then be more productive. Say if you are having two to three meetings at the same time and all are important, you can join one meeting and other two meetings you can use a Copilot notes to understand what was discussed and what was the outcome. And then these are like how high level stuff for all corporate employees, and then for the folks who are in sales, so Copilot can actually help the organizations, right, with their sales knowledge base, which is coming out of that meeting discussions with the customers or maybe the internal discussions. So it can actually increase efficiency and then drive better meeting outcomes. So that is the advantage which you are getting from Copilot in Teams or Copilot with Sales plugin. Okay, so let's discuss more into being more creative. So as I told you, it is integrated in Word and PowerPoint. Now Copilot is actually having Dell E model integrated. So it is actually uh, it can actually create designs based on your prompts. It can create images based on your prompts, and then it's actually part of Microsoft Designer, and it is built on top of DALI. And these designer app solution, is actually part of Microsoft Word and PowerPoint also. In PowerPoint you can easily create different PPTs. Like even I'm able to create these PPTs without much effort, with just providing relevant information, and then the images, and then some of the documents, which becomes, it gets very handy for users who are like having a lot of meetings. So it can reduce a lot of work. I would say it reduces around half of the work, when you, because you can organize your PPTs accordingly. So these designers, and then designer being part of PowerPoint and Word, it is actually helping users to create AI generated images with simple prompt, right? So that is the advantage which comes from Microsoft Copilot. And then the next, as I told, lot of stuff about Microsoft Teams. Another advantage which you can get, which is like a bonus tip from my side, which I'm going to share, that you can actually transfer messages in Copilot, like using Copilot in Microsoft Teams. So users can actually instruct Copilot to tailor the messages. So instead of reading the whole stanzas or whole lists of 50, 60 messages, you can actually get the insights, in probably a 2 to 3 lines as a summary. And then you can even include some options like adding a call to action, persuasion, converting messages into list, or inclusive language. So there are a lot of features which are available because of Copilot in Microsoft Teams, or using Designer in PowerPoint and Office. So what I have done, I've collected all the solutions which I have been using in my day-to-day life, and where Microsoft Copilot has been able to help me actually in completing a lot of work, and then being making me more productive. So that is the overall outlook, and then that's what I wanted to say, that if I'm able to complete half of the things in probably 1 week, which I was doing in 2 weeks, so I'm now increasing my productivity and I can do more, uh, much better things, or maybe I can refine the existing information which I got from Copilot, into a much better way in the next week, because in 1 week I am able to do come to certain point, and I can reach to the outstanding stage. So that is the advantage, which is coming out of all these Copilot and Microsoft Copilot, which we are using in our day-to-day life. So yeah, with this, I think we are almost near to the end. So to start with, right, if I want to build my knowledge base in AI or Copilot, so I would like to say, because this is something which I also try to do and it is helping me out. You can, so Microsoft has a wonderful documentation of Azure AI and any Microsoft service actually, if you want to understand. So probably you can go with the official documentation to read more about it. You can even know how to build your own Copilot actually. But you can, to start with, right, I would recommend you to start with AI 900, which is like the fundamental certification. And if you do this, you will build your basic understanding of what is machine learning, cognitive services, bot services, and obviously responsible AI, which we just discussed, all the ethics and principles. And then there are certain further level of certifications. So based on your interest, you can further go into deep depth, by pursuing those certifications also, and then trainings. So this is going to build all the learning, capability, and then your understanding to know how, what is AI, and then how you can learn from it, and then probably build some muscle which can help you in retaining the job and even do better in job actually in future. So to stay updated, I think this is a perfect starting point for all of you. And yeah, and if you want to build your own Copilot, maybe you can take a screenshot. But this is the place, you can just go, and it has all the necessary resources to kick off your journey, to build your own custom Copilot. And ai.azure.com is the best place where you can start. And I have also added some of the supporting documents, documentation link, these are which are the wiki links where you can understand more in deep into this building your custom Copilot. So last but not the least, I would like to highlight, if you are not using AI at least weekly, you are actually falling behind. If you are like, and this is today when we are discussing. So I would still recommend all of you to be updated, be on the latest trend, understand how things are working, because Copilot and all these AI tools will anyway help you in doing your day-to-day activity. But you need to understand how things are working, and then based on that, you can be more creative to build even better things, in future using AI itself. So and then if you're not doing that, you are actually falling behind, you're not getting updated, and then things will fall apart. So yeah, go ahead and then try out AI 900, and then read more about building custom Copilot. That will give you an practical idea. And this is it, like, thank you everyone. Like, these are some of the details about me. If you want to connect and have any queries, we can discuss in detail. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Omkar. Should I end the stream?
Yeah, we can, I think.
Oh,